Pep Talk UK, Pro Bs, once again, remember, hit that subscribe button. I'm delighted to be joined by the head of the MTK Foundation, ESPN Plus analyst and boxing expert, Mr. Spencer Fearon. How are you, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. How you doing? How you keeping?
Yeah, man. I'm doing well, man. We're both in the kitchen, man. We'll both be cooking up something, man.
Bro, you know, the kids are looked after when they get in from school. So yeah. But it's all good. It's all good.
You've been frying plantain, yeah? You've been frying plantain.
Why are you saying plantain? What country you from? Where's your family?
I'm Ghanaian, man. I'm Ghanaian.
Oh, no, that's why. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Plantain.
Yeah.
Okay, but plantain. Do we say mountain? Mountain? No, you say mountain. Right? It makes no difference. It's plantain's delicious.
No doubt about it, man. Hey, we've got to kind of touch on, the news that's kind of broken today. Billy Joe Saunders has done his first interview with TalkSport, and he's said he's contemplating retirement, which for some people is a massive shock, and for some people they're thinking, well, you fought Canelo, the best in the division, one of the best fighters. Where else is there to go? I mean, what's your kind of immediate reaction to this breaking news?
We said this a month ago, right? I'm sure I said this on your channel a month ago, that I'm not too sure if we'll see Billy Joe Saunders fighting again. I did say this, right? What was it? He said like he had a broken orbital bone. And to tell you on the truth, Billy Joe has accomplished a lot within his career. So then you have to ask yourself, then what else is there for him to go on to? Even though there'll be some nice fights I wouldn't mind seeing him in, for me to be honest. But what else is there for Billy Joe Saunders to do, right? You got beat. There's been dubious speculation about the manner of your defeat. Okay, right? So I'm saying he can ride off into the sunset. He got financially rewarded greatly for that fight. What did he get? Between 5 to 8 mil? Some mad money. What else is there for you to go and do?
No, certainly. I think a lot of people have kind of said the same thing, like you said. He's been there, done that. We're talking from Southern area level all the way through to being a 2-weight world champion, which is a long career. A distinguished career as well. And
it has been.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's been a long career.
Yeah, it's been a long career. And you think it gets to that stage where, you're just looking for the big fights, and he feels like he's had the biggest fight, so there's nothing else that can compare to that for him?
Well, there is no bigger fight than the fight that he participated in recently. There is no bigger fight. You went in there, you fought amiably, right? The manner of the defeat has become questionable, right? In a lot of people's eyes. Especially how brazen you spoke about Daniel Dubois. But in saying that, I was quite brazen about Daniel Dubois. So, these things happen. Now it's either going to be a case of, are you going to brush yourself or come back again? Or is Billy Joe saying, well, you know what? I gave it my best shot. I came second best. And now it's time for me to walk away into the sunset. And I think, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if he retired, because I'm wondering what else is there for him to do. Even though I wouldn't mind seeing him versus Eubank, that would be a very, very good fight, him against Junior. There's still some nice fights there for him.
Callum Smith, maybe? Oh, he's moving up to 175, isn't he? Yeah.
5. But there are still some nice fights there for him. But I would say, the major fight, like for the UK, to say a fight that would be mouth-watering would be him versus Eubank. But then you also got to say, is how long is that orbital bone going to take correctly for it to heal? That's a massive fracture. That's going to take a little time as well. And I don't know. We've seen Billy Joe. He blows up in between fights. So, you know what I mean? Billy Joe can retire. He's cool, man. He'd be blessed.
Interesting. He said that his old man, Tom Saunders, is going to play a large part into this decision. Literally said it's 50-50 whether he goes and has any more fights.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, you know what? Tom's a sensible man, right? And he could be thinking, well, what is it? But if Billy Joe decides to fight, it has to be for Billy Joe. It can't be for the fact that people are actually alluding to the fact that you quit, or you know what I mean, or the fact that it can't be for the fact that all right, then I've got to prove something to the public. No, it's more to do. You got to prove yourself. Do you know what I mean? You got to prove something to yourself. So I would say like what he has to go out and prove something to himself would have to be him proving something for him being a fighter. And really and truly, the essence of being a prize fighter is the major prize is the financial gains, right? As well as the belts that you could pick up. He's picked up every conceivable belt that there was there for an offer for him. So ask yourself, what is there for Billy Joe Saunders to do? There's nothing else there for Billy Joe Saunders to do. Right up into the sunset. I think that he should retire. I'm being real.
Just on the matter of quit, you mentioned the whole quitting discussion debate. He's also come out and denied that he did quit against Canelo. He said he wanted to go on.
Yeah. Right. And you know what? If he's saying that, then I take it as what he's saying. You know what I mean? I ain't got no reason to disbelieve him, right? But going by the film footage of what we're saying or what we saw, you know what I mean? It was like, I've seen where guys have been in certain positions and have come out second best, but wanted to continue. You know what I mean? Famously, Lloyd Hunnigan, February of 1989, when he came back at the end of the 8th round versus Marlon Starling for the WBC World Welterweight title, and the referee came over to stop the fight, and the referee asked, "Are you okay, Lloyd?" And Lloyd Hunnigan replied, "Yeah, sure, I'm good," right? And Mickey Duff was saying, "Well, Lloyd, do you want to stop it?" And he's like, "No, you might. No, I'm going to continue." He went out the next round, he got stopped. So it's one of those kind of things. It's like, so it doesn't matter where people want to, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what people are saying, you quit or you didn't quit. It doesn't matter. You know in your heart what happened from what didn't happen in it. You know, right? Could I have gone out there or could I not? Right? And Ben Davis said that he wanted to go out, he wanted to continue fighting, and he was saying that I'll switch and go southpaw. This is Ben Davison. Mark Tibbs has, you know what I mean? Mark Tibbs has got his story as well, which is contrary to, it's contrary to what Ben Davison was saying. So it doesn't matter. The bottom line, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like, I could go on hard with certain people. People say, well, where's the energy what you have for Daniel Dubois for what you have for Billy Joe Saunders? And, like, it's a totally different thing. But the thing about it is this, I've got a lot of respect for Daniel Dubois, and Daniel Dubois' family know that as well. So I could be more angered because I know Daniel Dubois that I was more angered at what happened in the Daniel Dubois fight. And that's the truth.
Daniel Dubois, he made a successful comeback against Bogdan Dinu.
Yeah, well,
what did you see in that fight?
The thing about it is this, I said to one of my friends, Andrew Harding, who is one of the CEOs for Your Golf Travel, and also Spa Breaks. And me and him was engaged. And congratulations to him. He got married to his beautiful wife Charlotte last week, right? And I was saying to him on Daniel Dubois' page on Instagram, if this fight goes over 3 rounds, I'll run out my house naked from my house all the way to his office, because this Dino, whatever not, was the right guy for him to come back, to have a comeback fight with. Because if Daniel Dubois had fought him when he was an unbeaten fighter, you'd be saying, oh, they're building him, but it's a mismatch. You get what I'm trying to say? And I thought that was a mismatch. But I thought the manner of how I could see that he's working on things with Shane McGuigan, how he was jabbing head, jabbing body, looked a little bit more looser as well. And you can he's still a big kid in there. So, you know what I mean? I think you could see how elated he was by the win, and how you know what I mean? So yeah, there's more for him to do, but I'm glad I'm seeing the improvement.
You think he looked a lot more lighter on his feet? He was on the balls of his feet quite a bit. Yeah.
He looked way, and this is no disrespect to the Bowers, but when he was with the Bowers, he looked too stiff, too rigid. He looked like Frank Bruno Mark II. In fact, he looked stiffer than Frank Bruno. Bruno had a little bit of rhythm. Don't believe me? Go watch Bruno's fight with Lennox Lewis when he fought Lennox Lewis in '94. You know what I mean? So he looked more rhythmic, looked more loose. So, you know, it is what it is. God props him.
Jabbar's talked about, you know, getting a rematch with Joe Joyce. He says with a few amendments.
Listen, there should be no rush for that fight, my friend. All right? I'm just going to be real. There should be no rush for that fight. Joe Joyce is a mature, big man, right? And he doesn't do anything specifically wonderful, right? And that's what makes him wonderful, because he doesn't do anything like, oh my God, right? He fights well within himself, but he gauges things correctly. He knows when to pick it up in rounds. He's very smart at that. Joe Joyce is the real deal, my friend. Trust me on that. And when Joe Joyce is switched on, then nah. So there should be no rush for Daniel Dubois to face Joe Joyce. Maybe Joe Joyce was just Daniel Dubois' bogeyman. Could be. Yeah.
When obviously they start to step it up with Daniel Dubois in terms of opponents, is that eye injury going to be playing on his mind? Because, you know, you remember when we saw Kell Brook fight Errol Spence Jr., as soon as, you know, Errol Spence start targeting the eye.
He's pressing up with such an eye, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I don't think so. I don't think so. Seriously. What Daniel Dubois has shown me is the keenness of adaptability. And him leaving the Bowers as trainers and saying, like, I need to go elsewhere, and they've gone to Shane McGuigan, has proven to me that he's not an overt yes man. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They still manage him, which is cool, but he's saying, like, I think I need a little bit more here. And that's what happens. And I have to rate the Bowers as well to let him go, because they manage him. And when you think, oh, well, we think we need to do a little bit more, and then you could take offense by it. But if somebody believes that they need to go somewhere else to grow, then, you know what I mean, that's not a bad thing.
We've seen a lot more of that. Fighters just changing trainers when they feel like they need something extra.
Well, the thing about it is this, it's like, usually fighters leave their trainers when they get a loss, right? Hence, subsequently, what happened here. But what usually happens is this. You know between fights if things weren't working out too well. It doesn't really take the loss, because the loss, you got to take it to yourself, because you got to think about it. When you get the wins, the trainers don't really get the pats on the back. Think about it. Well, certain trainers do, but that's another story for another day, right? So I'm saying, like, when we're looking at somebody like a Daniel Dubois, he's got to be commended for saying, right, I need to implement change. And he's implemented that change now, and he's going with it. And I'm telling you, just by the little snippet of, was that a 2-round job he had? It was a 2-round job, right?
2 rounds, yeah.
The 2-round job that he had, I could see the improvements.
Certainly, obviously, McGuigan, Shane McGuigan likes to work on the movement of his fighters. You notice with Okoli as well.
Yes, he does. And also, Shane McGuigan is a 3 to 4 punch trainer. His fighters don't throw like jab, jab body, jab head. His rhythm is a pop, 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 pop. Listen, you can hear it. That's his rhythm, how he fights. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a good thing for him, man.
Yeah, some good young trainers coming through. I mean, who for you is the hot young trainer at the moment?
You know what? I can't rightly say who I think is like who's a hot young trainer at this present moment. You know what I mean? Got to give Ben Davison his credit, because, you know, but also, and this is no disrespect to Ben, Ben has inherited fighters, but he's a young guy. So we'll see in 2-3 years how we look at Ben Davison. You know what I mean? But Ben Davison is he's doing very, very well, because I rate Lee McGregor, who he's got. but Lee McGregor wasn't. He's just started working with him. You know what I mean? I rate Josh Taylor, but Josh Taylor has just started working with him, and a lot of the work has to be accredited to Shane McGuigan. Shane McGuigan's a young guy on the rise. Shane McGuigan, I think what Shane McGuigan has done with Lawrence Okoli is very, very good. Right? So we're talking about a young trainer on the rise, yeah, I got to give him his props.
Lastly, did you see Ben Davison's tweet after Josh Taylor won the undisputed belts? He said, "Not bad for a boxer-sized trainer."
Well, you know what? Ben shouldn't even in jest shouldn't speak nothing negative about him, because I speak regularly to Ben. Ben should realize that he's got enough people speaking negative about him already, so he doesn't, even in jest, he shouldn't speak negative about himself.
Part of the game, man. Can't win. All right, Spence, man. I'd like to thank you for your time once more, man.
Yeah, you. And also, I want to send my condolences out to the Curtin Lang family. You know, I mean, Curtin Lang was absolutely superb. Just go and watch his 82 fight with Roberto Duran, you realize what kind of skill star he was. And at that time, there was only 3 men to have beaten Roberto Duran. You know what I mean? Esteban de Jesus at lightweight, Sugar Ray Leonard at welterweight, and Wilfred Benitez at light middleweight. And Curtin Lang became the 4th man to beat him. And he boxed out of his skin, Curtin Lang, in that fight. Out of his skin. Even though they gave it a split decision, it's ridiculous because Roberto Duran was such a big star, but he box out of his skin. But my condolences to Curtin Lang's family. And the fight is right. We're doing a new show called The Great Debaters. We'll be breaking down the career and doing a tribute to Curtin Lang on the weekend. So you guys stay tuned on that. Understand for Sale YouTube channel. And I've got to big up Pro Bees because you keep on doing the thing. You were supporting the thing. So yeah, I mean, and we learned something new as well. All this time, I didn't know that you was Ghanaian, my friend.
All right, yeah. All right, man. Well, you know, next time I'll bring that jollof rice to South London, man.
You know what? I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna be 100%.
Yeah,
this is not right, because I grew up with Ghanaians, right? Who are like my next door neighbors, right? The Clotty family, that is a predominantly strong Ghanaian.
Yeah.
Right?
You know Joshua Clotty, the welterweight as well.
I remember, you know what? He floored me in sparring.
Joshua Clotty. Oh, okay, I didn't know. Okay.
We were really good mates as well, right? He floored me with a left hook, right? I was just on the verge of thinking about turning pro, and he came over to the UK with Frank Maloney, and he's got a brother as well. And I was sparring him. 2 rounds, I was getting the better of him. Round 3, boom, with a left hook. And that's the thing, I was the king of sparring. If it was a fight, he would have battered me. But I was usually the king of sparring. So yeah, he floored me. I've only been floored twice in sparring. I've only been floored twice. And the other guy was Jason Matthews, the former WBO middleweight champion. He floored me. He floored me, like he hit me with like a kidney shot, but it was just the power of it. It kind of dragged me to the ground. Like, yeah, Jason, he's such a strong man, you know. But yeah, I got to big up them guys. Them man will appreciate the fact that I call their names. I can send them these little clips. But yeah, like I said, it is what it is. But I'm saying to you, Nigerian jollof is better than Ghanaian jollof.
I had this debate in the Brentwood Centre with Kelechi and
Bro, seriously, Nigerian jollof. You know why? Because I'm a West Indian descent. So I'm telling you, Nigerian jollof is better and tastes better.
I know Tunde is gonna just back that up. Tunde is just gonna, say 100%.
Listen, I've known Tunde for 25 years, and that little black-toed Nigerian has never made me no jollof. So, but I'm in the kitchen now, so maybe I can make some and you could go taste mine. But I'm keeping this thing 100. I know Joshua White is going to be upset, but I'm just being real, Josh. Nigerian jollof is better. You don't believe me? I'm going to ask Lawrence Okoli. And on that note, I'm bouncing. Love you.
All right, we're going to clip this up on IG, yeah? Get the argument started. Yeah. All right, man. Spencer, man. Thanks for your time, man. Pep talk. Thank you. Cheers.